county to the page, every sealed file, every cage. Natasha Noble, keep it moving. Truth in motion, proof improving. Georgia watchdog, never tame. Say it clear, say the name.
This is the first part of a records-based review involving Detective Amanda Gergans, Deputy Charles Pait, and the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office. The records raised serious concerns about an allegation involving a patrol vehicle, reports of bullying by other deputies, and whether those concerns were ever taken seriously. I want to be precise. I'm going to show what the official records say and what Detective Gergans reported, on top of what questions remain about the department's response. An allegation is not the same as a proven fact, but when a law enforcement employee reports serious conduct, the public deserves to know whether it was thoroughly and fairly addressed by that department.
This is the Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs file. It documents an internal inquiry involving Detective Gergans and Deputy Pait. As we go through these records, pay attention not only to the allegation itself, but also to how the reported conduct was handled. According to the records, Detective Gergans reported an allegation that Deputy Pait attempted to strike her with a patrol vehicle. That is not a minor workplace disagreement. If accurately reported, it is a serious allegation involving the safety of another deputy. The question is, what evidence was gathered, what findings were made, and whether the department's response matched the seriousness of the report. Or was this another selective enforcement?
This is where transparency matters. Did the department treat the allegation as a serious safety concern? Did it interview the appropriate witnesses? Did it review all available video, vehicle data, radio traffic, or any other evidence that might be relevant? And did Detective Gergans receive the same level of protection and consideration that any employee should expect after reporting conduct like this?
This written statement is part of the official record. It provides Detective Gergans' account and describes concerns beyond the patrol vehicle allegation. The records also raise concerns about alleged bullying and whether multiple deputies contributed to an environment where her complaints were minimized or not taken seriously. Workplace bullying inside a law enforcement agency is not simply an internal personnel issue. When it affects whether people feel safe reporting any sort of misconduct within the department. If employees believe that they will be ignored or isolated or even punished for speaking up, that is going to affect accountability across the entire agency. This supervisory record is important because it helps show what leadership knew and when it knew and how the matter moved through the department. The public should be able to see whether serious concerns were investigated consistently and whether the response addressed the full pattern described within the records. The written documents tell one part of the story, right? But the open records also include recordings. So I'm going to play one short excerpt, and then in part 2, I will provide the fuller context and connect the recordings to the written record.
Could you just communicate with me? And he's like, you should be looking at me. And I was like, you can use your words. And that's when he just all of a sudden rips off his traffic vest, stomps to his car. So I was like, okay, maybe he needs a few minutes to just decompress and chill out. So then I come out into this area, like this lane.
This is lane number 1.
Yes.
This is lane number 2. Lane number 1 is the left-hand lane.
Correct. I'm on the dotted lines between 1 and 2 because I'm trying to get these people to stop because I still have to let these people out. So I'm getting these people to stop, and then my game plan was to just get these people to stop and then let these people through and try to work this intersection as a one person, even though it's not ideal by any sense of the imagination. So these people start to stop. The one in the number 2 lane had already stopped here. There were people coming up through 1 lane, and then Pate all of a sudden whips his car out and stops. So I'm like this in the roadway saying to stop. He stops with the other cars after cutting off one And then he all of a sudden gasses it and kind of like whips around me into the number 2.
And where's that vehicle that you said stopped?
So it would. Do you mind if I use your pen, or can I write on this?
I was going to have you write on it. Yes.
Okay.
But I don't want you to draw other vehicles right now.
No worries.
So just tell me. Okay, you're standing somewhere. You said in between the hash marks.
Yes.
You're like right on the hash marks.
Mm-hmm.
You stop traffic. He pulled out. Is he in lane number 1 yet?
Yes. And then he ended up stopping in 1.
Where is that other vehicle that you said was?
It's kind of further back a little bit.
Behind him then?
Yeah. It wouldn't be side by side with him.
Okay.
It's not side by side with him. So he's stopped in the 1. So I'm trying to get them to stop. I see people still coming up in the back. So I'm stopping. And then all of a sudden, he gasses it, comes into the number 2, and then whips around me and speeds off.
Okay.
And then, so I just try to continue to hold this, even though that just confused everyone back here. So I'm trying to hold the traffic. I get these people stopped. I get these people out. I then resume all of this and let this continue going back. I get into my car, and then that's when I call Venable.
Okay.
And because G wasn't there, so I called Venable thinking he was going to be in charge of it. And Venable's like, well, I'm working this intersection. I was like, can you radio that we need to shut down 3 because I cannot work 3. 3 is way too busy right now. I'll try to get the people out that I can. And I don't know what the hell is going on. And at this point, like, I started crying because, like, I'm so confused. And so I called Venable. And then Venable's like, just shut down 3. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. So I get these people out. And then he radios over to let the volunteers know.
That was only a short excerpt. And part 2 will provide the whole surrounding context. But the issue is pretty clear. When an employee reports alleged dangerous conduct and harassment or bullying, the response matters just as much as the allegation itself. And I think you're going to hear some pretty interesting things in these recordings, especially from our investigator, Lieutenant Barone. So, in part 2, I will walk through the recordings and the key statements in more detail. In part 3, I will focus on the internal investigation, the final notice, and the question that the public deserves to have answered. Were these concerns handled seriously, fairly, and consistently across the board? This is about accountability, workplace safety, and whether every employee in the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department is treated with equal respect when they report a concern, and whether or not there continues to be selective enforcement with a whole lot of hesitation. So stay tuned and let's go through it together.